I always wanted to ask you this. I remember you did Clapback for Ja Rule, right?
Yeah.
Which was a fire ass record, but at that time nobody was fucking with Ja Rule. It was kind of that weird part of his career where 50 they had the beef and people kind of chose sides. When you ended up working with 50 on the Massacre, was that like a conversation like you did Lean Back obviously,
Yeah, I was
and
like,
50 seemed like the
I
kind
didn't
of
give a
guy.
shit, and
I know you
I
didn't
made that
care,
clear to everybody. I am not on some rap beef shit.
but
I'm a
at the time he
producer,
was.
and I'm trying to eat. Like I was a starving art. You know, you could have mad records out, still hadn't made no money. So motherfuckers was working, and like I leave those beefs to other people. But like a lot of times, I would find myself um, doing records, for people, and like I would get like that clapback is an example. Like it wasn't supposed to go to him. Like
That beat was so fire.
that beat I made in my house the day before I was going to New York. I was going to New York to work with Janet Jackson at Wyclef Studio. I remember this clear as a bell. And that day before, Petey Crack and Beanie Siegel
State
came
prop.
to my house in Florida. I made that beat, and I guess just it never happened. Like they just were asleep in the studio. It wasn't whatever.
So that was meant for a
So I
beat.
left the next day to New York, and I got the call from Rule like, "Yo, I need something." I was like, "All right, give him this beat," and it was like a 2-track, and that song never got mixed.
Wow.
Yeah, like the music of it was just given like a 2-track on like a DAT tape, like from the crib. So maybe they EQ'd it or whatever, but
That's crazy.
weird how like records end up.
That it's funny because I think that's one of like obviously it wasn't like the biggest hit in the world, but that beat was so hard, man.
It could. I used to cringe in the club when I would hear it because it was like, oh my god, it sounds so thin compared to all
Because
the
you
other
knew it wasn't
shit.
mastered.
Yeah, it wasn't mixed, it wasn't mastered. I'm like, dude, you're making me look bad.
Damn.